Folks, we're here at the First Assembly of God car show today, and there is some nice cars out here. A couple of OBS's, well, one OBS, one new BS. Look at this 67 442 Cutlass. It is so kind of nice.
There he is.
67 Cutlass. I had a 67 when I was in high school. Folks, I doubt if I'm able to get all this in.
Where are you at?
And my legs just ain't gonna hold up to it. Nice little 68 C10.
Somebody sees Mr. PJ Sand being this way. Maybe I just step away. Next plaque. 1968 Chevy Chevelle. Next plaque, sponsored by Holyfield Record Service. It's Andy Cook in a 1955 Chevy Bel Air. Where's she at? There you go, Miss Andrew. She's coming right there. Next plaque, sponsored by
66 Chevy Corvette. Super clean, super nice.
Chevy Corvette. Mr. John Yates in his 1976 Chevy Camaro.
58 Chevy Apache.
Next plaque, sponsored by Happy Hanger, goes to Mr. Mark Ishii in his 1955 Chevy Bel Air. Tony McCarty in his 1968 Oldsmobile 442.
And this goes without saying. 69 Chevy Camaro.
Wansley Machine and Driveline.
Some kind of sweet.
Goes to Miss Patty Tote and her 1956 Chevy 4-door 210. Right here, Chevy Corvette Stingray. Next plaque, sponsored by Holyfield Record Service, goes to Mr. Darrell McGee and his 1966. Goes to Miss Mary Mahalik at her 1956 Ford Thunderbird, right there in front of her. Next plaque, sponsored by Wansley Machine and Driveline, goes to Miss Stacy Hamilton. Mr. William Steele, we miss him today. And his 1966 Chevy Chevelle. Every year for 18 years now, we are certainly appreciative of that. Next plaque, sponsored by Holyfield Record Service, goes to Mr. Jerry Ross in his 1967 Mercury Cougar XR7. Where are you at, Mr. Jerry? There he comes. He's coming. Y'all see him, fella? Next plaque, sponsored by B Equipment Company, goes to Miss Judy Williamson in her 1976 Chevy Corvette. Sponsored by Happy Hanger, goes to Mr. John Nolan in his 1968 Pontiac Firebird. Where are you at, Mr. John? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
All right. And the best of children, 1979 cars, sponsored by Whitestone Transportation, goes to Mr. Will Bond and his 1967 Pontiac GTO. Right here, sir. Detailing goes to Mr. Kelvin Knox and his 1963 GMC. Where are you? Right there. Chevrolet C10. Right here in front of us. Another one of our 18-year folks there. Next, Sponsored by Jones County Glass. Goes to Mr. Ray Holyfield, his 1954 Peterbilt Needle Nose. There he comes. There he is. Next plaque. Sponsored by Diamond Detailing.
Big block.
Goes to
55
Mr.
Chevy.
Ted Mangum and his 1952 Chevrolet Cab Over. He drove it to the right. He's coming. Next plaque, sponsored by Jones County Glass, goes to Miss Chastity and Mr. Andrew Johnson in their 1968 Chevy C10. Next plaque, sponsored.
Little 46 Chevy.
Next plaque,
Pick 'em up.
sponsored by Jones County Glass. Mr. Eddie Humphrey in his 1958 Chevrolet Apache.
46 Chevy truck.
Right there. Next plaque, sponsored by Diamond Detailing, goes to Mr. Ronnie Green and his 1975 Ford F100. Mike Nolan and his 1941 Ford F1. Next plaque. All right. Sponsored by Diamond Detailing.
That's yours?
Goes to Miss Amy Hathorne and her
Very
1958
nice.
Chevrolet Apache. Right over there.
58 Ford Fairlane
Oh,
500.
right over here. I thought you were sick. Hey, blame that on Jason. Man, he was waving at me. All I see was a hand going up over there. All right, last but not least, pre-1979 trucks best out show, sponsored by White Stone.
That was a dang nice car. It was an old 53 fleet line, yeah.
To 1999 cars and trucks.
Every nut and bolt on that sucker was perfect. He brought an
1999
electric jack
cars and trucks,
so he
sponsored
could
by
jack his tires and spin the hubcaps for it to be right.
I had the hubcap for the Alpha.
But
Mr. Taylor Wooten
there was
and
a it's all brand new in his car.
next plaque,
Yeah,
sponsored by
find a
Beaches Towing.
Car
Mr.
that
Dickie
redone,
Byrne and his
you know, he bought- and he
1982
told the story,
Chevy
like, yeah, I buy a
Blazer.
car here and I get some parts off it and scrap the rest of it just for those.
Next plaque, sponsored by Woolworth Ford Collins. Mr. Ricky Creel and his 1984 Chevy El Camino.
There was nothing out of place.
There you go.
He drove that car in there.
Small block Chevy with a running a blower.
Right over there.
And
29 Ford sedan, two-door sedan.
Next plaque, sponsored by Wise Guard. At Allstate. Mr. Russ Mooney and his 1980 Chevy Corvette C3.
because the only people eligible for best of show is drove one of their classes.
Next plaque, sponsored by Jones County Glass. Mr. Ryan Thrash and his 1980. Goes to Mr. James Huddle and his 91 Chevy S10.
Well, that's what we do over at Roadhouse. We have people's toys. We have the
68 Chevy.
Sponsored by Beaches Towing. Goes to Mr. Tyrone Creel and his 1989
Straight six.
GMC
and there was a
C10.
couple of those where we couldn't figure out who
Next
was
plaque.
third and fourth.
Sponsored by Woolworth
You know,
Ford
who was
Collins.
getting who wasn't.
Goes to Mr.
So,
Walter
if
Staff
they-
and his
like if
92
the,
Ford
workers
Mustang
chose it,
GT.
And okay, the other person that we were on the fence about gets third, and they get the workers. I was one of four judges last time. I had your car picked for third, and the other one was I think this one beats that car, and
There you go.
and I kept fighting for it. And they're like, well,
Next
and
plaque
one guy was
sponsored
with
by
me, and the other
Beaches
one was
Towing.
like, yeah, but
Mr.
got
Bruce
this.
Stevens in
I'm
his
like,
1992. Sponsored by South Jones Volunteer Fire Department. Goes to Mr. Ray Holyfield and his 96 Chevrolet pickup.
yeah, he showed up with the other three, but I went, so
1980 to 99 cars and trucks. Best of show. Sponsored by White Stone. Transportation goes to Diamond Detailer 1993 GMC Sierra. Tyler Prince and the 2024 GMC Denali. Right over here. Idiot nowadays. Next plaque sponsored by L&D Scrap goes to Mr. Tommy Jordan and his 2021 Chevy Camaro. You know what? I'm sorry. We did. They wrote it down twice. You didn't have two of them, did you?
Beautiful 55 Chevy Bel Air.
Next plaque.
Running Krager's, my favorite rim, as everybody knows.
7 Ford Mustang GT.
This is one fine 55 Chevy.
Cars and Trucks Best of Show, sponsored by White Stone Transportation, goes to Mr. Brian Frazier and his Dodge Challenger TA. In his 1999 Pontiac Trans Am WS6. Street Rods Best of Show, sponsored by Endham's Welding and Trailer Repair, goes to Mr. Jack Monday and his 1929 Model A two-door. Rat Rods. First plaque, sponsored by Industrial Services of Laurel, goes to Miss Beth Turner and a 1939 truck. Turner and his 1929 Model A two-door.
Sitting on an 01 Chevrolet truck frame.
Get it right.
Tudor sedan.
Told Mr. Charlie this morning my wife really likes that Bronco.
Hey,
he said, "You got
How
your
you doing?
checkbook?" I
Pretty
said,
good.
"You write a check. I can write a check." I said, "No problem, Amy. I can write a check for whatever. I mean, I do you no good when you get to the bank, but I can write a check. Pay it off." Sponsored by B&R Industrial.